Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today's class, we will be continuing with our tenses. So far, we have covered 7 different tenses. We said in the English language there are 12. We mentioned in the English language there are 12 different tenses. The last class, we spoke about the future simple tense. This class, we will speak about the future continuous tense. So, every single tense class will be broken up into 3 categories. Every single tense class, we will break it up into 3 different categories. The first category, we will talk about usage. So when will we be using the future continuous tense? In what situations? The second category, we will be speaking about key or signal words that when you hear or you see, you know that you are reading or seeing or hearing a sentence in the future continuous tense. So these are key words that indicate this is the future continuous tense. And the third category, we will discuss the form or the format in which you need to follow to construct a sentence in the future continuous tense.
hore waxaynu soo xusnayn ay jiraan 12 tenses oo asaasi ah. Waxaynu soo kafar garaynay 3 tenses ah present-ka, 3 tenses ah past-ka iyo 1 tenses ah future. Casharkeena maanta waxa uu ku saabsan yahay future continuous tense. Waxaynu kafar garaynaynaa 3 qaybood: usage oo ah isticmaalka, keywords-ka oo ah kelmadaha ku habboon in la isticmaalo, iyo format-ka ama structure-ka, qaab dhismeedka kelmadda loo dhisayo.
Category number 1, usage. So in what situations will you use the future continuous tense? In what situations will you need to use the future continuous tense? The future continuous tense is very simple, and you will only ever use it in 2 different situations. The 2 situations are as follows. The first situation is when you want to talk about an action at a particular moment. So you want to talk about an action at a particular moment. So for example, you want to speak about something in the future first. So you say, you know what, tomorrow at 8 p.m. I'll be using the computer. Tomorrow at 8 p.m. I'll be using the computer. So you're talking about an action at a particular moment. That action is you using the computer. The particular moment is tomorrow at 8 p.m. So if you were to use this in a sentence, at 8 p.m. tomorrow, I'll be using the computer. This is an example of future continuous tense.
qaybta koowaad waa usage isticmaalka. xaaladda koowaad aan isticmaalayna waxa weeyaan marka aynu ka hadlayno ficil dhacaya waqti cayiman. Tusaale ahaan, at 8 p.m. tomorrow, I'll be watching TV. 8 habeenimo berrito waxaan daawanayaa TV-ga.
Another situation, which is the second situation, in which you will be using the future continuous tense, is when you want to talk about something that will be in progress. So you want to talk about something that will be in progress. So, as an example, you want to warn somebody, okay, don't come to the office right now. The reason why you're warning him is because the person in the office will be working. So right now you want to go to an office, but you're telling him, don't go to the office. Somebody is working in the office right now. So something is in progress. Somebody is in the office working. So this is an example of future continuous tense. You're talking about something that will be in progress, that's happening at the moment. So if we were to use this in a sentence, you can say, don't come to his office now. He will be working. Don't come to his office now, he'll be working. This is an example of future continuous tense. So we
xaaladda labaad inuu isticmaalana tensekan waxa weeyaan markaad doonaysa inaad ka hadashid wax soconaya. Tusaale ahaan, don't come to his office now, he'll be working. Ha imanin xafiiskiisa hadda, waa uu shaqaynayaa.
mentioned the future continuous tense is very simple. When it comes to usage, there's only two different situations in which you will be using the future continuous tense. Those two situations are when you want to talk about an action at a particular moment that will occur in the future, or you would like to talk about something that will be in progress. Something in the future that will be in progress. Somebody is doing something at that moment where you want to indicate in the future. Category number two. Category number two, we will be dealing with the key or signal words that when you hear or you see or you read, you are likely to understand, okay, this sentence or this expression is in the future continuous tense. So what are some key signal words?
qaybta labaad waa keywords. Keywords waxa weeyaan kelmadda ku habboon inaad ku hadashid marka aad isticmaalaysid tenskan. Hadda waxaynu xusaynaa tusaalayaal ka mid ah keywordska.
Some key or some examples of key or signal words that you can use in the future continuous tense is you can start off by saying this time, and then you mention the specific time period that you want to talk about. So for example, something will happen next week. You say this time next week, this time next month, this time next year, this time next July. So you start off by using the words this time, and then you mention the specific time that you want to use. Or what you can do is another keyword or signal word that you can use is you can start off with the word at. Start off with the word at, and then you mention the specific time in which you want to indicate in the future. So for example, you can say at 8 p.m. tomorrow. So in the sentence that we actually used, we said at 8 p.m. tomorrow, I'll be using the computer. So you start off with the word at, and then you mention the specific time period in which you want to indicate in the future. Category number three. Category number three, we will be dealing with the form or the formula in which you will need to follow in order to construct a sentence in the future continuous tense. So what is the formula? What is the structure that you need to follow? Just like how you've probably noticed a pattern by now, the form for every single tense is broken up into two different categories. The form for every single tense is broken up into two different categories. The two categories, the first one always remains the same. So the first one is just talking about the type of sentence. The sentence is either positive, negative, or it's a question. The second category has to deal with the formula. So the first category, we should know by now what the difference is between a positive sentence, a negative sentence, and a question.
qaybta saddexaad waxa weeyaan format qaab dhismeedka kelmadda kaasoo usii kala baxaya laba qaybood oo yaryar aan hore usoo xusnay qaybta koobaad waxa weeyaan positive negative iyo question qaybta labaad waxa weeyaan formulada ama qaacidada aad raacaysid si aad u samaysid sentence-ka.
So what we need to focus on is, for the future continuous tense, what is the formula that you need to follow when you want to create a sentence? Like the other tenses, you will start off with the subject. So what is being talked about? Is it you, I, he, she, they, my mother, my father? What is being talked about? What is the subject? You start off with the subject. Then you will add the words will be. You will add the words will be.